The United States has a long and complex history of intervention in the internal affairs of countries in South America. This intervention has taken many different forms, from covert operations to overt military interventions, and has had a significant impact on the political, economic, and social development of the region. One of the earliest examples of U.S. intervention in South America was the Monroe Doctrine, which was first articulated by President James Monroe in 1823. The doctrine asserted that the United States would not tolerate any European interference in the affairs of countries in the Western Hemisphere. While the doctrine was ostensibly intended to protect the sovereignty of the newly independent countries of Latin America, it also served to establish the United States as the dominant power in the region. Throughout the 20th century, the United States intervened in the internal affairs of several South American countries in order to protect its economic and strategic interests. One of the most well-known examples of this intervention was the CIA-backed coup that overthrew the democratically elected government of Salvador Allende in Chile in 1973. The coup installed a military dictatorship led by General Augusto Pinochet, which ruled the country until 1990. The United States also provided support for right-wing military regimes in Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay during this period. In addition to these overt interventions, the United States also engaged in covert operations to influence the political and economic development of South American countries. For example, the U.S. government provided funding and training to anti-communist groups in Nicaragua during the 1980s and supported the Contras in their fight against the socialist Sandinista government. The U.S. government has also been accused of supporting right-wing paramilitary groups in Colombia in order to protect American business interests in the country. The impact of U.S. intervention in South America has been significant and lasting. Many South American countries continue to struggle with the legacy of U.S.-backed military dictatorships, which were responsible for widespread human rights abuses and political repression. In addition, U.S. intervention has often undermined democratic institutions and the rule of law in the region, contributing to a culture of corruption and impunity.